is not the day you die. It's a wonderful life. You're not alone. The struggle we all own. The devil's real. You don't need to be scared of the storms of sense. When everything fails, search within to find what's hidden away. You're not
What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing this Sunday? It's me, Lethal Coilz, or just Lethal now, guys. We can drop the Coilz off the name. Coilz are no longer a thing for me. I've made this announcement before. I'm going to make it again. I know I had some stipulations to this before, but it's official. I am done building coils for sale. If I do build coils, it'll be for fun and for myself, but unfortunately, sadly, guys, nobody's going to be able to get coils from me again. So, at least not for the meanwhile. Right now, we're going to touch on what I'm vaping on. Let's go ahead and say what's up to everybody. We got Kevin K. What's up, Kevin? Stu Rep, Ricky Rods, Duro, Vaping Noob. What's up, dude? I haven't talked to you in forever. And Christopher John, my buddy from Revere here in Massachusetts, kid. That's my boy. So what we're doing today is we've got another Gearhead stream. We're still working on the mini bike, but today we're doing something a little bit different. We're working on a new motor for the bike. We're working on a new motor for the bike. We've got some performance parts to put on it. We've got a new torque converter so we can actually give it a drivetrain, so we can actually use the motor with the rear axle. And yeah, so that's what we've got going on. New name, Lethal's Gearhead Sessions. Actually, Stu Rep and everybody else in chat, be on the lookout. I am going to promote this elsewhere, but there is going to be a new channel coming up, and it's going to be for all ages. This is going to be a channel not just for myself, but for my daughter as well. The two of us are going to be starting up our own channel where we have some fun, play some games. We work on some machines, some bikes, cars, trucks, whatever we got that we need to work on. We'll do lives from there, or we'll make videos. But there is going to be a second channel coming up, so keep an eye out for that. Not sure what the name's going to be yet. My daughter's still working on a name, so that we've got coming up. Tenacious TX Vapes, what's up, bro? We got the Predator 212 small engine in today. Well, we've had it in for a while, but we just got the parts in for it today. First step is going to be doing an unboxing, but before we get into that, I'm going to go ahead and touch on what I'm vaping on right now, because this is still a vaping channel at the moment. So what am I vaping on today? Actually, give me 2 seconds. I had to get my juice, because I'm using something out of the normal for me, guys. As you well know, I'm a very big mech and RDA user. Sometimes I'll use regulated box mods with RDAs, but for the most part, I'm a rebuildable guy. And that's true. Where that's true, I've kind of gotten tired of building and rebuilding and wicking and cleaning my coils and dripping all the time. So I kind of opted for something else. I didn't have anything with batteries in it, so I had to stop by the vape shop today to pick up some batteries anyways. And I didn't have any of my vapes with me, so I picked up a new vape setup, an entire setup. I picked up some new kit. What we've got today is the Geek Vape Legend 2, the L200. This is the Geek Vape Aegis Legend 200. And on top of that, we do not have their tank. This is actually from Horizon Tech. It is called the Sakers. The Sakers tank. We've got that Sakers tank, sub-ohm in there, 0.18, dual mesh, and it's really, really nice. New Wave Dave, what up, bro? Gorgeous, says Stu Rep. Yep, there we go. That's the Aegis Legend 200 with the Sakers tank on top with from Horizon Tech. And so far, I'm really digging it. I've only had it a couple of hours, but we'll see where that takes us. So far, I'm digging the dual coil. I'm not a big single coil fan, so I don't know how well I'm going to like that single mesh strip. But we're going to give it a shot once this coil burns out, and then I'm going to go ahead and pick up some new coils if I like it at that point. But for now, it's doing the job. It's getting me my nicotine. I'm not smoking cigarettes, which is a big, big plus. And yeah, so I'm enjoying it. That being said, let's go ahead and move into the bigger portion of this stream. We're going to go ahead and do the unboxing, show you guys the parts. And we're going to dig out the motor. We'll show you that, take a look over it real quick, show you where we're going to be putting things and what's coming off. And we'll get to it. We'll get to the build. We're going to take some shots later on of the performance of it. We're going to take some pictures, and we're going to post those on Instagram as well. So keep an eye out on Instagram. Keep an eye out here on Facebook or on YouTube, as well as on Facebook. You guys will be able to catch all of those posts that come out. Also, if you're not a member of the Discord server, which Tenacious TX Vapes, I don't believe you are, hit me up. I'll send you the link. But I think you guys should join us. We have a good group over there, good community, solid people. So if you guys are interested, hit me up for the Discord link. I will absolutely shoot it your way, and I'd love to see your faces there. We also have a Zoom room where we go and hang out every so often. It's been a little bit because I've been so busy that I've been able to get in there, but it is still a pretty active community. So big love, guys. I hope you join the Discord, and I look forward to seeing you guys in Zoom. On that note, we're going to go ahead and roll into the meat and potatoes here. Let's angle this camera down to the table and take a look what's in this box. Whoops. You guys can see my chat and everything. Here we go. All right, so we're going to move the pick off to the side. That's another pick, but that's a guitar pick. And vape. Oh, I didn't even mention what's in the tank, guys. In that tank right here, we have some Sad Boy Shamrock Cookie. And that is delicious stuff. I'm actually going to move this camera over just a little bit so you guys can catch the box and all of its goodness. There we go. So we're going to move this over a little bit. That's a piece of paper that needs to go. That's a piece of paper that needs to go. There we go. So get our little cat knife. Where'd it go? Our little cat knife. We're going to go ahead and score this. Cut there, and there, and there. Come on. There we go. There's all that tape. There's that tape, and that tape. And there we go. There we have it. As always, guys, we've got a lot of paper in here to keep the parts nice and contained and not to jumble around a lot. So we're going to take out the paper. And as you can see, we've got one box here already. That is the ZRM TAV 34. I can already tell you exactly what's in this box. That is our torque converter that we're going to be putting on the new motor. What was that? Hello, Sewer Rug. What's up? Nothing wrong with a sub-ohm tank, honestly. That's right, dude. That's absolutely right. Sunday Funday. Sunday Funday Funday. All right, so we've got some stuff in here. We got some shit in here. Let's go ahead and take some stuff out. We got a box here we're gonna take out. We'll show you the torque converter afterwards. That can't be everything, is it? There's a sticker. That can't be everything. I know I'm missing some stuff. I've got to be missing some shit because I know there was supposed to be an exhaust pipe in here, but doesn't look like I've got one. So we might have to use the stock muffler, but let's go ahead and unwrap this package first. Let's see what's in here. Maybe it's in here. Who knows? But the first thing I do notice is we got this awesome OMB warehouse sticker, which is the company I purchased these parts through. Mini bike and go-kart extraordinaires. I'm just going to cut through that. I'm assuming this is metal stuff, so it's not going to worry. Oh, yeah, guys, that's exactly what this is. So let's go ahead and keep cutting. There we go. Oh, shit, that's a tiny-ass pipe. That is small. So we've got that, but we've also got here the muffler, if we so choose to use it, which with a pipe that small, I think I might have to. Unless the pipe that I've got on the other bike actually fits on this one. If that's the case, then we'll be using that one. It's a lot longer and it's a straight pipe. But as far as this is concerned, this is just a screw-on muffler, just like this. There we go. So it's a screw-on muffler, sits nice. But I don't know if I want to use it. But this pipe is a little short to not use a muffler on it. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the muffler. But let's go ahead and put this to the side and take a look at some of these other parts that we've got that it came in. We're going to take a look at the smaller box here. Now, yep, supposed to cut towards your buddy, not your body. All right, there we go. Let's see, what do we got in here? We got a bag. We've got a gasket inside. It says gasket inside. And of course, we love these. We love these, don't we, guys? Oh shit! All right, it's all stuck together. All stuck together. Here we go. We've got the air cleaner. Very nice. Who's Matt? Matt who? Matt Sewer Rug? I love Matt. I'm excited for this build, man. Absolutely, Sewer Rug. Deadly Sinner! I love you! I miss you! Deadly Sinner, holy shit. It's been so long, bro. So we've got the intake manifold here. We've got the intake and the cleaner. We've got some parts with a gasket in there for us if we need it, which we might indeed. Then we've got a bracket to hold down the choke because we're removing that entire airbox, which is what generally holds down that choke. But we've got a bracket here, which is going to do that for us. Yeah, we're definitely going to make this happen, bro. So there's those parts. What do we have in this bag? I can already see one of the fun parts that I'm going to have putting this together. We've got two of these. We got two valve springs that are getting replaced, probably today. We also have these. We've got some jets for the carburetor and a new E-tube, which we will be installing. That's the main nozzle and two main jets. So we're going to go ahead and put those in as well. And what's this? This is, oh, shit. This is the offset flywheel key to advance our timing by 8 degrees. So we're going to have to remove the flywheel, and we're going to put this in, advance the timing just a little bit, and yeah, we're going to have some fun with that. So let's go ahead, check out the last package we have. We're going to put all this stuff back into this box, minus the exhaust and muffler. That stuff staying out, as well as the air cleaner, because it's just too big to put back in. Miss you too, man. Glad to see you doing well. Thank you very much, Sinner. I appreciate you, my dude, and thank you for swinging through. It's a pleasure to see your face again, or, well, see your name again. Yeah, I say a lot. As I told you guys, this is the torque converter, which we will be installing onto the new motor once we get this all set up. The first thing we're going to do, though, is we are going to set those valve springs in. And the reason I want to do that first is because it's probably the most tedious of all the jobs that we have to do here. So we're going to do that first. Now that I've done it once already, I have a good understanding of how this goes together. So actually, I have a good understanding of how all of this goes together. So let's go ahead and check out what we've got in here for the torque converter. Obviously, as you can tell, we have another big blue, there we go, big blue cover. We've got the cover for the, the torque converter itself. We've got a cover for the driver pulley and the driven pulley. Put that to the side. We are going to have to make some adjustments to this. As you guys can tell, there's no, where are we? There's no way for the chain to come out of here. So we're going to have to alter this on this side here. I got to freaking change that. There we go. So on this side here, we're going to have to cut a section of this out, probably about that long and probably about that deep, just to give the chain clearance to come out the backside of the cover. So we're going to have to alter that and modify it a little bit. And then we've got this guy and these parts. And we've got this guy, which is a rod of some sort. I don't know where that goes. We've got the belt. We've got the belt for the torque converter. We also have the driven pulley. This is the driven pulley. That's the one. So that's what's going to connect directly to our chain. Actually, that's going to connect to the belt. And then behind it is going to be the gear that attaches to our chain. So we're going to have to, this is going to take some finagling. I'm going to have to look into how to install that. Let's see. What else do we have? We have the backing plate right here. Let's take this out of the package with all this bubble wrap. So here we go. We've got the back plate right here with the jack shaft that I believe is what we're putting in there. That's the port for the jack shaft. You can see the bearings in here. Very nice. Very nice. Well machined. I'm looking forward to putting these in to the new motor. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have for the new motor. We're going to go ahead over to the workshop and shaft. That's right, bro. That's right. So we're going to go ahead over to the table where we're going to be mounting. We're going to be putting the motor on top of the table so we can work on it there. And first thing I said, first thing we're going to do is those valve springs, because that takes a little more finesse to do, but it's necessary. It needs to be done. So we're going to do that. We're going to take off the flywheel, put in the offset keyway, and hopefully that will advance our timing enough that it runs like a dream. hopefully it makes some performance gain. Anything else? Nope, not that I can think of. Let's go ahead on over. I'm going to raise up the tripod that we're on right now so that we can all see. Hold on, guys. Now, I need to turn my... There we go, there's that. All right, so there we are. Sorry, guys. Let's get this motor out and on the table. All right. Now we've already started working on this motor a little bit already. So what I'm gonna do, we've got some gas in here, and we're gonna have to figure out how to do all of this. But we are going to be changing the jets in the carburetors over here. And let me see here. My phone is not keeping up with the stream very well, so my apologies, guys. So first off, we're going to be doing the valves. We're going to be doing the valves first. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to remove the exhaust. We're going to have to remove the air cleaner and get that out of the way. So we're going to have to pull that vent off first. There's that. Why is that a thing right now? Why is that a thing? I don't know why that's a thing, but we're going to make sure that that's not a thing in just a minute. For some reason, this is locked in. I don't know how they set I don't know how they set this up. So we're going to go ahead and try our best and do what we can. So I need a 10 millimeter socket so we can take off this air box, which is right here. Let's turn this so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Roughly see what I'm doing. Oop, I just sat on my welding gloves. All right, so first up, we take off the air box by undoing these two screws here and here. Oh, we're going the wrong direction. There we go. Crack that. And while we have the air box off, since we are going to be installing the new, um, the new, not carburetor, the new jets into the carburetor, and the new Come on. Why is this being such a douche? Come on. How do I do this? Why isn't this working? Looks like I'm going to have to pry that off of there. Whee! We found it. We got it. We got it off. All right. There it goes. That was a mistake. Shouldn't have done that. No audio, Ruben? No sound. Oh, I know why. How about now, guys? Is there sound now? I know why there's no sound. I know exactly why there's no sound. Hold on. Yeah, you can hear me now. That's because I was... Hold on.
No, my mic is over by the computer. I was using my laptop mic, but I've got my camera set up on a really long USB extension, so I was really far away from the mic. Sorry about that, guys. So the first thing we did,
there's no sound.
whoop, we gotta mute that. That's for sure. Miming for beginners. Oh shit. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. All right, so we took the air cleaner off. We're going to remove the, is that a metal gasket? I like that. That is a metal gasket for the air cleaner. Then we've got our little guy here. And we're going to have to somehow get a zip tie underneath the gas tank for the governor. We're going to disable that in just a little while. But that'll probably be the last thing I do. But we are going to go ahead and do that. Vape time. God, I love Shamrock Cookie. Yep. So let's lift this. Whoops. Lift this up, and I'm gonna have to get to these bolts here, which, if I'm not mistaken, all right, those are gonna be a 13 mil, I believe. Oh, I'm gonna need that. All right, come on. That's not working, so we need a wrench. Let's get a 13 millimeter wrench. And unfortunately, well, fortunately, I put all of my wrenches in a backpack, and I carry them with me anytime I go riding, simply for the fact that I'm going to need them at some point. If I'm out on the trail and my bike seems to like not run right, and I need to fix it on the trail, I'll have my tools with me. So let's go ahead and crack these bolts if I can. There's one. There's two. They are now undone. Well, for the most part. So we take this out. And this out. There we go. We can pull that right off. Did the gasket come with it? The gasket came out with it. Awesome, awesome. All right. We can just go ahead and run our finger around where the gasket was and get some of that gunky stuff off of it. Don't want to cause a gap in the gasket when we put the new one on. So we've got that out of the way. We've got this out of the way. Let's take the spark plug boot off. And there we have it, guys. We've got access to exactly what we need. The valve right here. The valves. Valves. Plural, not singular. So we're going to go ahead. $5 says he smacks himself in the face with a wrench. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm better than that. I won't smack my face, but I'll rack my hand on this thing. Guarantee you that much. So we're going to need an 8 millimeter driver for this. Socket, rather. There we go. Aha. There we go. Come on. Did I crack that one too? Nope, but I did now. All right, let's take these bolts all the way out. Let's put those nuts back where they belong, though, just so I have them later on when it's time to put these parts back on. I know where they go. So those go there. These ones go here. We're going to put them back on the studs where they belong. What else we got? Who's up? in chat. We got 3 people in the stream. Hello to everyone. We need to pull the rest of these goddamn bolts out of here. Pull them bolts. All right, there's one other one. And then we got one last one right here. Got another one right here. There we go. Oh boy, here we go. This is the one. All right, so I'm not quite sure how to change these valve springs out. I've never actually looked at a Predator before, so I don't know exactly. That one's loose. That one's a little loose. All right, so we've got those all set. Now give me 2 seconds, guys. Actually, hold on. I'm not going to see chat for a minute. All right, here we go. Nope.
For the perfect present,
Hold on. We're working on this. We're working on this. Let's see. Can you guys see down below there? Let me see. I'm going to check the camera.
What's up YouTube, Redbeard's Garage, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be showing you how to upgrade your valve springs and set your valve lash.
Also, we're going to need to take that spark plug out too. Oh, that's too small. What size?
A lot of people's been asking for this video for quite a while, how to do 18-count valve springs and how to set the valve lash. Now we're going to show you on a Hemi and a non-Hemi Predator. We're not going to go into too much detail on the Hemi because it's pretty much the same concept. It's just different, taking the valve rockers out of the head. Now the only thing you're going to need is a 14mm wrench and a 9mm wrench, as well as some filler gauges and maybe a pick or a flathead for the
There we go.
valve tree. Now, we're going to jump right into this on the workbench. We're going to show you how to determine whether you have a Hemi or a non-Hemi engine and get these things swapped out. Now, I dug around in my old engine pile and I found a non-Hemi engine. Now, you can always tell the difference between a Hemi and a non-Hemi simply by the valve covers. The non-Hemi is always going to have a stamped steel valve cover.
Wow. Whoever did this wrenched that spark plug in there good.
And the Hemis always have this cast aluminum valve cover. Now, I have painted mine green, but they're normally just silver in color, and they're always this rectangle shape. Now, I do prefer the Hemis over the non-Hemis because of the hemispheric head. A lot better flow.
Wow, guys, we're going to need a little bit of extra help here. Hold on one sec while I crack this nut.
So I really recommend you go with the Hemi engine if you can. Now, before we start, we're going to need to pull the valve covers off and watch the valves, get the piston top dead center.
There we go.
The best way to do that is pull the spark plug out.
I had to put all my weight on that son of a bitch.
The piston gets at its highest point, that's top dead center. And make sure there's no pressure on either valve spring. And then you're ready to proceed in taking out the valve rockers and swapping those springs out. You're also going to need a little bit of rope to feed down in the combustion chamber through the spark plug hole to keep the valves from falling down on the piston. A lot of people says to use compressed air, but I like rope because everybody has a little bit of rope laying around. So just shove as much.
Yeah, we got some rope laying around, so we're going to use that.
The non-Hemi first. So
all right, we got an almost brand new.
This is a non-Hemi Predator or a GX200. It's the same type head. The only thing that's different is if you go to the Hemi Predator. So we got 4 8mm around the valve cover. So now that we have the valve cover off, you can see the valve rockers and these 2 nuts on top of the valve rocker. Now the outer nut is the locking nut that locks everything down in place so your valves won't come out of adjustment. And the one, so now after we got that tightened up, we're going to I'm not going to really go into too much detail on it because this engine is actually in adjustment already. But, you know, it's the same concept, but we'll take a look in there and I'll show you how to do it. So I went and grabbed the Hemi that I had laying on the shelf over there. This Hemi is actually for Lonnie's chopper that we're going to be building very soon. Same thing, we've got 4 8mm bolts on the valve cover.
All right, we're just checking this out, guys.
The valve setup looks a whole lot different on a Hemi. And of course, if you don't know how to tell if
Is this a Hemi?
or not, the Hemi valve cover looks like this. It's more of a rectangle shaped valve cover instead of the opposite shape one that's on the non-Hemi. This is a lot better setup. I love.
Tell me I got the Hemi.
Because you don't have to readjust the valves after putting 18-pound valve springs in these engines.
I don't think I do. It's not supposed to be a Hemi.
18-pound valve springs. Taking out the valve springs is the same steps as the other engine, but taking the rockers off is a little bit different. You have some clips holding these valve rockers onto this casted arm in the head. So we'll get you up close and
You
we'll
get the
pop that
10mm socket back on
and show
here.
you how to remove it. And then the rest of it's all the same. Removing the valve springs, you push down the hat, move it aside. Same concept as the non-Hemi engine.
No.
You can see we have the
Why didn't that work
here.
then?
There's a pin with clips on each side of it holding the valve rocker to this casted ear that's inside this.
So is it a 9mm?
Now I always take off the outside
It is a 9mm.
because it'll allow you to push that shaft inward in between these valve rockers. And be sure to stuff a paper towel down in this bottom area.
All right, first things first.
Because your circlip can fall down in there.
First things first. We need to stuff some rope inside of the chamber here. So that we make sure that our... Where's my pick? I need my pick. So I can get these in there. All right, so let's open up chat again. Here we go. Here we go. Vaping Noob says it looks like a pair of what's-its inside the thingy-majig. Yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like, right? So let's go ahead and keep stuffing our rope in here. All right. So it doesn't look like this engine has much oil in it. There's nothing really covering the Let's see. Let's get this in there. I just want to be super careful that I don't start to fuck up the piston head. I don't want to score that or dent it or ding it, scratch it in any way, shape, or form. I think that's going to be good enough. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can get a little more in there. We need to make sure that this rope goes in there, and for a very good reason. When I take these rocker arms off and the springs out, without the spring tension there, these rods inside of here, the valves themselves, can sink into the piston cylinder. So we got to stuff as much rope as we can in there to make sure that they don't fall down, which is a good trick. All right, now that that's there, let's go ahead and, I know he said pull these outer rings off. I'm supposed to take some paper towel, stuff it in underneath the rocker arms. Just so that we can make sure that the rings don't fall into the area of the piston, not piston rods, the push rods. We don't want them falling down in there. So let's go ahead and see if we can't use this pick to try and pull that ring off. Let's go, clip. There we go. We got that clip out, and then we can slide that off to the side. There we go. Now we've got that set aside. Where's my ratchet? I'm going to take that right off. And we've got that little clippy ring there again. So this actually has what's called a valve lash, a lash cap, rather. And that comes off rather easily. Let's see if we can get it out. Maybe not easily. There we go. We got it out. There's the lash cap for this valve. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to squeeze it down, push over, pull the old spring out. Now we're going to take all these parts, put them off to this side so we can get to our new, oops, don't want to get that all messed up. So we want to get to our new valve springs. So we're going to cut those open. Surrug. That's right. Long as the... Jeez. Louise. Holy fucking Moses. Alright, so it looks like these are going to be really tight valve springs. We're going to go ahead and put these over top. Then we're going to have to really push down and slide it to the side, and that's one valve spring replaced. Now we're going to go ahead and set the valve lash on that one. If I remember right, the valve lash should be at a 0.002. That is 2/1000ths. No, 2/1000ths of an inch. So the way we do that is by using one of these guys. I know you guys have seen me show this off before. This is what we call a feeler gauge, and it has multiple, oh, there we go, multiple feelers on here. As you can tell, we've used some of these kind of a bit. We've got the 0.002 right here, 0.0025, and then the 0.003 here. Those are the only ones we're going to need, so we're actually going to fold in the rest of these. Let's see, can we get the 0.004 in there without the 0.003? There we are. And we're going to get that 0.025 in there as well. So now all we have are the 0.002 and the 0.003. Cicero, what's up, my dude? We are working. We're making our way over to here to do these valve springs. So now that that spring has been replaced, that is the old spring. The new spring is currently sitting underneath the seat where it needs to be. So let's go ahead and put this lash cap back on top of it, on top of that valve. There we go. Sits nice and pretty just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and take our guy here, and we're going to go ahead and pop that back into place if we can. Come on. You've got to go in. I know you do. You came out that way. Oh, come on. Don't tell me this shit. Come on. You're almost in there. You're almost in. There we go. There we have it. Now we've got that in there. Now we can take this clip and put that back on. Let's see if we can get it on with these pliers. We're almost there. Is it back on? Almost. I think it is back on. All right. So that's back on. We can undo this a little more here. Or is it, do we do it in more? I'm not sure. We'll figure out that in a second. Let's get this second spring out and replaced. So first thing we're going to do is do that. Loosen that up just a little bit. And then we're going to pull off this C-clip on that side. I'm going to have to turn this so I can see it a little bit better. And we're going to use our pick again. There we go. We got that clip out. Put that off to the side. We can push our little pin off to the side. Those go here. And then we can take the lash cap off again. We'll do that the same way we did the first one. Grab a pair of pliers and just pull it right off. Just pulls right off. There we go. All right. Now let's get our second spring that we're going to be replacing. And we'll cut that package open. Where's my knife? Going into the mix here. So we're going to push in. Let that pop up. Take that spring out. And we're going to replace it with this guy right here. We're going to put that cap, the seat, right on top. We're going to push down to the point where it locks into place. There we go. All right. Valve is up and the spring is on. And we put the lash cap back together. Now we can go ahead and put our pin back into the rocker arm. There we go. And then we can go ahead and clip that again as well. So we're going to do that right now. Need to turn that a little bit more again. Let's grab our pliers. See if we can't do this way. Awesome, it's on. There we go. Both clips are on. And that thing is not really, it's a little movie. Is this one a little movie? Not really too movie. All right. Oh, I see, I think. I think I see what's going on here. All right, so let me find out here. Just gotta figure out how to adjust these because this one is now loose enough. I need to make sure that it can fit. Whoopsies! Don't do that ever. All right, so there's that valve spring. Now I believe I just need to tighten up that bolt, the nut there on top of that bolt. How much play is that? Is that too much play in there? That is too much play in there. So we're going to have to turn this guy, if we can. We can't. We can't.
You can fall down in there and run down in the holes where your valve.
Hold on a sec, guys. We're just looking at this video because I haven't done this engine before like this.
It's not super hard, but it's not fun trying to fish those things out of there. So I always take a paper
vape time
towel
while we're waiting.
and shove down in there. So we have the paper towel I'll shove down in there. I am going to take out the spark plug, get the engine at top dead center, so there's no pressure on either valve. Okay, so this engine is at top dead center because we can move the valve rockers. They're not under any kind of a load. So now I'm going to pop off this outer circlip. Now be real careful when popping this off. I always cut my hand around it so the clip doesn't go flying. So I'm going to get it. There's 2 grooves in a circlip. You can use a circlip set of pliers, but I find it easier just to pop it out like this. You do it however you
That's
think.
what I did. I used the pick.
You can see I just pried up on it. You can see that circlip there. I put pressure, go flying, and they're pretty small. I have a few of these. I keep extra just in case they go flying. But I always just lay a flathead on the top and snap them right back down in place. Now that valve rocker is seated. Now to adjust the valves on a Hemi engine, you have your lock nut that's seated right up against the valve rocker. You're going to want to put a 9 on that nut, a 9mm wrench, and then you have a square head on this valve adjusting screw. That just goes down and touches that lash cap. And you're going to want to put I use a small set of adjustable wrench on this little square head, and you're going to hold it still while you break this 9mm lock nut down. Then just adjust that to the lash setting just like we did before. Then you can tighten down this 9mm nut while holding this square head still. Once you put your circlips back in, we can remove our paper towel.
Is that
We can put our valve cover back
That's
on,
not even enough clearance.
and we're pretty much done with installing valves and adjusting the valve springs on a Hemi engine. Guys, I hope I explained it well enough for you to grasp how.
Not really, but we're going to make this work. So, yeah. Let's go back to the chat here.
Let's go back to the chat here.
No problems. Got to learn somehow. That's right. It's almost at 1.21 gigawatts. Yeah, no, not likely. Oh, that's perfect. 0.002. And we're going to tighten that up just a little bit more. Test it one more time. Oh, that's a perfect 0.002. All right. And now we're going to do this one at a 0.003. That one's a little loose. So we're going to go ahead and, oops. We're going to tighten that up, and then we're going to tighten that lock nut. And we're going to see how close we can get to a 0.003. Actually, that's perfect right there. So as long as those stay locked into place just like that, we're going to go ahead and tighten those up just a little bit more. And that is the way to do a set of valve spring replacements. That was easy and not as hard as I thought it was going to be this time around. So we're going to go ahead and replace the valve cover here on here. We're going to replace that cover, and then we're going to go ahead and move into the jet replacement on the carburetor and move on from there. We've got a lot of other work to do, guys, so stay tuned. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Let's see. I don't know how well you guys can see still. All right, there it is. All right, cool. You guys can still see. We're going to take our trash and put that over there. We're going to take our valve cover, and we're going to put in the screws, the bolts, to hold it in. Oh, wrong size. We need the 8. And before I do anything, I want to take that off of the ratchet, spin it backwards a little bit, and then screw it down just enough to hold it in. We don't want to really overdo it just yet because we're going to be alternating when we tighten these, and I'll show you what I mean by alternating. Just finger tight to start. There's that one. And then the last one right here. And then we can go ahead and tighten these down. We don't want to go too tight because this is a cast aluminum block and cast aluminum valve cover. So we don't want to break it. Tighten these down just a wee bit. We just want to make them snug. We don't want to wrench them down. We don't want to need a freaking impact gun to get them back off again. So now what we can do is we can pull that rope right back out of the cylinder. We've got all of our springs attached, and that actually works very, very well. It's a great little trick to keeping your valves from sinking into the cylinder, which would be detrimental when trying to change out valve springs. You can't have them sink in, otherwise you're not going to be able to squish the spring hard enough to get that connection to the seat. I appreciate the live build, Lethal. Going to make it easier for me when I finally get my mini bike upgraded. Yeah, absolutely, Sewer Rug. Dude, man, this is new for me. I've never done anything like this. This is the second set of valve springs I've ever replaced. The first set was just the other day in the other motor. This one is a little bit easier because I've already had to do it once. But yeah. But I appreciate you guys being here. I really do. So yeah, that's that. We're going to go ahead and put the plug back in. I just don't want any dirt or dust or anything getting inside that cylinder. And we're going to have to add some oil to this as well, to this engine, once we're done. And my daughter's going to be doing an oil change on the motor that we've got in there currently. So what we're going to do is, where's that? Is that the one? Yep, we're going to wrench that down just a little bit. There we go. All right. Now we've got the spark plug back on. We got the valve covers on. Valve springs are in and adjusted. Now what we want to do is put that boot back on first to get it out of our way. Now we're going to have to go here, and we're going to have to take off this governor rod and the spring right here has to come out. All right. There we go. Then we've got to find, where did I put my tiny screwdriver? Or in this case, we'll just use this to catch the fuel when I undo this. But we've got the fuel line to take off right now. So we're going to go ahead and do that. There's got this little clip I've got to move out of the way first. There we go. That's out of the way. Now we can pull that fuel line off. Come on. Don't even do this. All right. All right, I need that spring and this rod out of my way for the foreseeable future. So we're going to swing those off to the side over there, and we're going to try and get this thing to come the fuck off somehow. Let's see if we can get a pick up there. Whoa. That's my throttle return spring, and I need that to go back to where it was. Might have to take this gas tank off, but that's all right if we do. We do, and I'll be sure to put that back on. There we go. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Come on. Oops. And there it goes. There goes all the fuel all over my desk, all over the table. And I put those bolts back on, so I'm an idiot for not taking them off first. But now we've got fuel all over the table because I'm a dummy. Christopher John, great work at Lethal Coilz. Seriously a labor of love, and it shows. One that I really enjoy watching. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you guys. I really do. Thank you guys so much. So we're going to empty this tank out. I did start it once before now, so we're just going to wait. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to wipe off my hands a little bit. And then we're going to have another vape. Shamrock cookie and fucking gasoline. That's what we like to vape. So while that's doing that, I'm going to empty out the carb. Whoops! We dropped our choke off of there. So first we need to take the bowl off, and I believe that is is that 10? It is a 10 millimeter. So we're going to go ahead and pull that off the bottom. I need the jets, though. Before we do this, I need to go get the jets for this. Oh, shit. There's fuel. We've got fuel. All right, we've got fuel. All right, so now we've got that emptying out into there. What did I do with that 10 millimeter? It's over here, I believe. Is that the 10? No, that's the 8. Oh, that's a 9. I'm a fucking numpty. What did I do with that 10 millimeter? There we go. Let that drop in there. We love Lethal. That jar is very full. It is very, very full, man. Very full. So we're going to just leave it the way it is. And we're going to dump that fuel back into the engine, or into the gas tank later. There should be a filter. Yep, there is a filter inside here. So we're going to go ahead and close that off. All right. So that's all the fuel that's going to come out of it, thankfully. This is actually old oil and now fuel. We just wasted a bunch of that, but that's okay. I've got more upstairs. So, yeah, didn't want to do that. Hey, look, I found the 10 millimeter. There we go. We cracked that nut. And we're going to need a screwdriver for this, I do believe. Here's the gasket. All right, so we've got our jets over here. Like I said, I am going to need a screwdriver for this, a flathead. Let's see if I can fit that down in there. I cannot. It is too big. So we need a thinner flathead screwdriver, which I had one. I just don't know what happened to it now. Oh, here we go. We've got one right here. All right, so we've got this to come out. And there's the E-tube as well, which we have a replacement for. Now, which do you guys suggest? What do you guys think we should use for a jet? I'm not sure what size this guy is. It's supposed to be stamped somewhere, I think. What does that say? Nothing. It looks like a couple of scratches. That's absolutely what that is. That's a couple of scratches. So we've got a GX340 and a GX390. I'm thinking we're going to go with the GX390 and the 140 pin. Let's see, what's the difference in those pins? Oh my God. There's a big ass hole at the end of that one. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use the GX140 E-tube. Whoops. We're going to put that back in here. We're going to put this down in the center. And we're going to use the GX390 and see what we can do with that jet. See what kind of performance we can get out of it. Try the GX390 first, and then we'll give a shot to the GX340 if we need to. So we're not stripping the threads on the jet, which is great. There we go. It's in tight, nice and tight. And that's, guys, that's it. That's all there is to changing out the jet and the E-tube. So now we can put everything back together. That was really, really simple, as you guys could see. It's really not as hard as it looked or as hard as I thought it was going to be the first time I did it. So that's a plus. We can go ahead and put all this back together now. I am going to have to figure out how to get that throttle cable reattached, the return spring here. There we go. All right, cool. Now we're hooked on and we're good to go. So what am I doing right now? Right now we've got to slide this back on, reattach our fuel line. And yeah, so we're ready to put on the, wow, we're almost there, guys. We're ready to put on the new exhaust intake, rather. We're ready to put on the new intake. I already have the intake here with me because I'm a numpty. All right, so we've got those. And where is that? No, that's not for that. I don't know what that goes to. But we're going to put our choke back on again because we lost that. There we go. Choke. We've got that. The bracket here we're going to put on goes on the back and like that, so that it will hold down the choke here. So let's go ahead and put this on. We use this little screw, and it looks like it's a hex head. Is that what this is? Is that for this? It is for this. Okay, cool. Let's get our Allen key tool out here, so we can get this put in. I'm thinking it's this size right here. Am I right? Nope, that's just a little big, so it's got to be the next size down. Awesome. It is. It is that one right there. All right. Now, is that going to go on the way it needs to? Yep, it is, indeed. So now we got to put on this guy here. There we go. Put it on the right way, though. Put on that metal gasket right there. There we go. Put on the intake. Flip down that. And we're going to have to tighten that up again. So we've got that. Let's tighten that up. And we're tight. We are tight like a tiger. And down. And that's going to hold our choke in place, our choke lever. So yeah, there's that, and that, and that. Those are all hooked up. Let's get that clamp down just a little lower, though. That fuel line clamp. The hose clamp there. Come on. There we go. All right, that's down a little bit lower. So now we don't have to worry about that. It's going to go straight into the carburetor. And then the next thing that we need to do, guys, is just, I believe, bolt this down. There we go. Tighten these down a little bit more. We want to alternate. 1, 2. 1, 2. There we go. And that should hold it just nice and dandy. And then the only other thing we got to do is pop this bad Larry on. All right. So we pop this guy on here. And why is there rust on the end of it? Probably to make sure it doesn't come out. But yep, we're going to go ahead and clamp this down. We need either a flat head like we have here. All right, there we go. There we have it. And that's the new intake. Intake is done. Carb is jetted. We've got the valve springs in. Now let's go ahead and reattach our governor rod and throttle return cable. How do I do this? There's that. And then this guy has to come out. All right, so we're going to do this with the pair of pliers again. And this is a bit of a small spring, so you really don't want to damage it at all if you can help it. There we go. So that's the throttle return spring. I think I kind of want to remove that throttle stop, but I guess we're going to find out. All right, yeah, we're going to find out exactly where to go from here. Well, next step is taking off the flywheel and replacing the keyway, which we have right here. Which gasket is this, though? Let's open this up and find out what's inside of here. I don't know which gasket this is. It's probably the one for the exhaust, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to say it's probably the gasket for the exhaust system. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. This is the exhaust gasket for the new header that we're going to be putting on. We're going to see which one works. If we can work with the old exhaust coming off the other bike, then we're going to use that and just leave it straight piped. I'm not really a fan of the whole I'm not really a fan of the short pipe with the muffler. I like loud bikes. I like loud pipes. So that's kind of where I want to go with that. We're going to take off the other exhaust pipe from the bike that's currently on there. And we're going to, oops, excuse me. Yeah, we're going to. So first things first, guys, let's go ahead and get into the flywheel area. It's right underneath here. We need to take all these bolts out and get to that. Again, we are probably going to have to take this tank off of here. We are most certainly going to have to take this entire cover off. So that's going to be a job for now, which is what we're going to do. Is that an 8 mil or is that 8? That's a 9. Nope, that's an 8. So we go one lower. Yep, there we go. There's one. Here's 2. There we go. All right. We got that bolt out. We got that bolt out. Where else? We got one down here. I could probably use a bigger extension, so that's what we're going to do. There's another bolt that we've got out. And one last one down here on the bottom side. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying this. If you do actually enjoy this, please give a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you liked about it. Or if you don't like it, just let me know what you didn't like about it. But please, leave some feedback. I hope you guys enjoy this stream. All right. So now we've got to unplug that and that. And we can pull that right off. There we go. So now we're going to have to take this off. Now, with this, it's a bit of a whore. So I forgot what size this was. It's on here somewhere. On this desk. Somewhere. Yep, there it is. Alright, we got those 4 bolts out of the way. Get all these sockets. Close my knife, because I don't want to stab myself. Alright, so what we did last time, and we're going to have to do again this time, I think, from the looks of it, is we need this guy to go through the center. Alright, there we go. We unlocked that nut. Let's take that off. Put that to the side. Now, with a few love taps, that should come right off. That is our flywheel, fam. That is the flywheel. So, this is what makes the go-go. Alright, now, on this crankshaft is a keyway. Should be removable. How do I get the keyway out? That's what I want to know. Oh, that's a fucking strong-ass magnet. Let's put our flywheel down somewhere else for now. And we're going to take this fuel and put it on another table so it doesn't spill. There we go. Now we're getting it. That keyway is starting to come up now. I don't want to damage this crankshaft in any way, though. So I'm trying to angle it so I'm only hitting that keyway. There we go. We got that keyway out. This is what the keyway looks like. It's just a little half moon size piece of metal. And then we're going to put in this other guy. So it's going to offset the timing by 8 degrees. So let's see if we can get our flywheel back over top of that. Is that not the way it was supposed to go? Notched part to the left. Yep. install the flywheel. All right, I think that's the way it's supposed to sit. So let's go ahead and put this on like that. This goes on like this. And then we put the nut in the center and we can tighten that right down. So we're going to need that screwdriver again to do this all over. But we're going to go ahead and do it the opposite direction this time. There. Now we've tightened that up a bit. We can go ahead and put our pull start back on. Let's see if you guys can see that. Angle that a little bit. There you go. Now we're going to go put our pull start back on top here. And then we're almost done, guys. I'm not 100% sure where these wires go to. But it looks like those are two black wires, which doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe that one goes there. We'll see. We'll see. We'll figure this out. So the flywheel is on. So is the fan. And the, I don't know what you want to call that. But that's awesome. So it's booked right down. That's golden. Awesome. Now, what did I do with the cover? It's right here. All right. Now let's get that. That. And which one was that again? Those were 8s, right? Yep. So we're going to get those. Put those back on. All right, we're going to do these again finger tight to start. All right, there's one that's finger tight. What is it they say? Finger tight, knuckle deep, right? There we go. Now it's caught. There it is. Now we're threading in. And now we're going to have to move this. Whoops. There goes that thing I showed you guys earlier. That gasket, the metal gasket from the intake earlier. So we're going ahead and putting this guy back together. What other parts do we have, guys? I'm not sure we have many more. We've got the exhaust to do now. And that should be just about it. Just short of setting up these wires over here. So let's go ahead and, yeah. Let's go ahead and set up that exhaust. See how she does. What happened to that hose, though? Do I need a filter for that? Can I use my other filter for that? Hold on, guys. I have something called a vent filter, and I don't think I can. I don't think that hose is big enough or small enough. No, it's not. Not even if I zip tied it, would that be able to work. So we're going to have to leave that as a vent, just like that. What else? Everything else looks good. Just time to do the exhaust. Oh, the exhaust, and we've got this guy to do too. We've got the torque converter. That's what I was looking for. That's the word. We've got the torque converter to do still too. So let's go ahead and put this exhaust on. What happened to that? There's the gasket right there. We're going to go ahead and take these nuts off. We're going to put that on the appropriate way. There we go. And that's that. That's all she wrote for this. So we're going to go ahead and pop that on there. And pop this one on here. Then we're going to need our 13 mil wrench again. Really bolt these things down. All right, I need a 13 mil socket, not this thing. All right, that's solid. That's not going nowhere. All right, so there's the exhaust. Guys, I kind of want to start this up and see if it worked. But first, I don't know. Do I want to do the disabling of the governor first? Not really. Let's add some oil to this real quick. We're going to put some more fuel in the... Oops. We're going to put some fuel in the gas tank. We're going to tilt that up so that I don't make a huge mess. Now let's tilt it back down. Put our oil plug back in. Not the drain plug. This is actually the dipstick. Now let's see, take that out and see what we've got for motor oil in there. We have none. Still? Okay. Let's go ahead and add some more. Oop, that was too much. All over the place. We're going to do it again. Put that plug back in. Let's grab some water while it sits there for a second. And have a vape. I can't go together. I think that's the way it goes. I don't know. We'll find out. But we've got that together. We've got a vent up here for the fuel line, for the fuel tank. I don't know if that needs to be covered or not. I would assume so, but I don't really have anything that'll work for that. So I guess we're going to leave it just like the way it is for now, and we'll find out later on. So we're going to go ahead and add the fuel to the gas tank before we do the, yeah, that guy, the torque converter. So let's go ahead and add that fuel in. Where is my funnel? I can't tell if this is the broken one. Probably not. But that's not what I was looking for, though. I was looking for an actual funnel that I have around here somewhere. Alright, I don't know where that went to. So we're going to have to play this super careful. And we're going to have to lean this towards me a little bit. There we go. Fuel is in. I made a little bit of a mess, but the fuel is in. Now let's turn the fuel on to the carburetor. Choke is on. Spark plug is in. All this looks good. Now let's see if she starts up. Let's pull this thing down to the floor because I don't want to do this on top of the table. Now let's see, guys. Will she run? Let's see if she runs. Why isn't she working? Oh. Fuel's on. Plug boot is on. Now why she won't start is beyond me. Oh, is that maybe the reason why? Did I have this backwards? There we go. Let's try that. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? What happened there? I don't know what that was, but it didn't sound good. started up just 2 seconds ago. You all heard that. Well, now she's not starting. And I don't know why. She's not pissing oil all over the place. Is this thing the issue? Maybe? I don't know. Let's try it a couple more times. I don't know why this is not working, but we're going to keep on fucking with it. We're going to keep on screwing with this. But right now, guys, I'm going to peace out. I'm getting tired. I've got a headache. I think it's some of these fumes from the gasoline. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Thank you so much for being here and participating in all of this. It's been a pleasure to have you guys here with me. And we got a lot done. So I'm not feeling too bad about it. I hope you guys aren't either. I hope you have a very good weekend. Tomorrow's Monday. Starts our week. But don't let that get you down, guys. And in case something does have you feeling lower than normal. And yes, I'm going to do this here too. Guys, please do remember that you are the master of your own destiny. Only you can pick and choose how positive or negative your days will ever be. So keep that positivity high, keep the smile on your face, and let that negative brush off your shoulders. Let's stay metal, stay gear-headed, and let's get to work. Later, y'all. Deuces.